last but also important part of the meeting tonight, which is the evaluation part. And now I would like to introduce you guys our general evaluator, Kathy Kwong. Kathy,
so the third portion of the meeting tonight will be the general evaluations. So for the prepared speech for the new guests, they don't know. For every prepared speech, we have a volunteer as a speech evaluator who can help the speaker to improve their speech, as well as for themselves to improve a speech, impromptu speech, because they have to listen to a speech at the moment and prepare like a 3-minute evaluations. So let me introduce the first speech evaluator, Barry. He is evaluating Taylor's speech.
Evening, everyone. So again, this is the speech number 5 for Taylor. And what other topic can she choose that would top this title she selected, which is body exercise? So throughout the speech, she used a lot of gesture and basic demonstration of how certain exercise was done, and that's very appealing to me. So topics well chosen. And she also did an excellent job researching and preparing her speech topic. Throughout the entire speech, I learned a whole lot about what each exercise is and what's the history behind each one of them. And she also, like I said before, did a good demonstration on certain highlight part, like dancing and Zumba, and that sort of highlighted each exercise, and then that usually bring up the memory to the audience, that they can sort of memorize what she was talking about. And that's a very good job, well done there. I also like the part that she combined some of the eye contact and gesture, so she's movement is very natural, and then throughout the entire conversation, I feel she's very at ease. I do want to point out a few things to improve. I feel myself has that problem too still, even though I'm sort of at my speech number 6. There are certain parts of the speech you still read the notes a lot, so that will interrupt the flow, right? People will feel you're reading the notes versus just having a conversation with the audience. Couple of grammatical errors, and then the grammarian probably will pick up that too. You say something like, I also hiking. That's probably I also hike. Hiking is supposed to be an adjective verb. And toward the end, you use a lot of sometimes. I guess you're probably running out of time, a little bit nervous there. Otherwise, overall, great speech, and then I enjoy, and I feel I learned a lot from your speech today.
Yay! So next, we will have Samuel coming up to evaluate Joan's speech.
大家好，谢谢 John 今天晚上带我们去西非洲的戛纳去体验，带我们去看看分享他的旅行。She used very clear, succinct, and concise sentence structures and words, so it was very clear to me. We understood, even though it was a second language, the entire speech. And the way you use storytelling with photographs for a travel log is an excellent way to tell this story or to give this speech for a topic like this one, which I highly recommend. Even though for this project, the topic might not be the most appropriate, because when you talk about how to say it, a travel log might not necessarily allows you to use different word variety or to use different rhetorical devices. But I will give you the benefit of the doubt and say that storytelling is one way of telling your message. And every time Joan comes up, she brings props, and that's one part of how you say it that I really enjoyed. Today she brought the kente cloth and showed us how one of the cloth was handmade by her, and how she participated in making her souvenirs. Thanks again, Joan. Great speech.
And next, we will have Lawrence to come up to evaluate Rose icebreaker speech.
So this was Rose's first speech. I was really impressed. When she came here right away there was a lot of energy. That was my first impression. And also, you had a really nice quote at the beginning, so it grabbed the attention, I think. I guess from this speech I could, learn more about, the people that you have around you who motivate you. It shows you have some very good role models. I like how the part where you kind of gave the history about Helen Keller, about how she was just having so much difficulty, and then at the beginning of her life, but yet she still overcame. And at the same time, you also kind of tie it in where you kind of said that you broke your leg, and then I think you were having a hard time catching up with your studies because of the broken leg. But at the same time, you didn't. You just didn't give up. So that, to me, it shows me a lot about who you are as a person, and it shows me that you'll be very successful. Because I think every successful person, they always say the same thing: never give up. Also, like how you brought up your friend Jason, how he kind of, just motivates you with the with his daily lifestyles, about how he eats pretty healthy, he exercises, and then you also mentioned that he says something like this kind of like fishing, and you don't know what you're gonna get. So that kind of stayed with me, and it's just good to know too. And I kind of like how at the end you made it very optimistic, so it left with a very good ending. Yeah, that's it.
Yay!
The last speech evaluator would be Tim, coming up to evaluate Rebecca's speech. Welcome, Tim.
Thank you. Thanks. All right, yes, my first time evaluating. Okay, yeah, Rebecca, that was great. You can tell that Rebecca has done this a lot, practiced a lot, given a lot of speeches, and that's why she can do Toastmaster and one of the speeches on the same night. It's no problem. Not all of us, can do that. Some people would be stricken with terror and not be able to pull it off, but you can tell all the practice has really amounted. You become quite good at it, and so that's great. I think you were nervous tonight, really. I've seen you speak many times by now, maybe at least 5 or 6 times. I've never really seen you be nervous before. Maybe it's because I'm your evaluator, I'm horrible, I'm very mean, and the things I say are probably going to haunt you for the rest of your life. So it was funny, you even got the giggles at one moment. I've never seen you do that before. And it's okay, it's like, the world is so full of people that speak so persuasively, so convincingly, if you watch the news. And sometimes you think, oh, it'd be fun if somebody was testifying before Congress and they got the giggles. And so it's not the worst thing in the world. I think it was just, you were a little nervous or something. Anyway, it was an interesting topic, an interesting speech. Sort of along the lines of what Samuel was saying about Joan's topic, you have a speech from the book that has an objective, and then you have your topic, which you pick. And I think Samuel was saying, did you really do the best job of combining the topic with what was in the book? And I would say the same thing to you. Your topic was vocal variety. So I think what I might have done is, instead of talking about a Taiwanese tradition and then a movie about that tradition, pick one or the other. If I were you, since the idea is vocal variety, maybe just talk about those Taiwan outdoor feasts. Maybe nowadays they're not as common. Maybe the tradition is changing, and you want people to know more about what it's like to be there. So you might get more of a chance to do the vocal variety if you talk about the people that you've met there, the way that they talk, the experience that you have in these kinds of places. Rather than combining the experience with a movie about the experience, maybe just pick the one. That's just for the sake of whether the speech objective in the magazine is a good fit for the topic that you pick. But it was still a really fun speech. That's really the only thing I would say about it.
So besides the speech evaluator, we also have a few roles here to help us to manage the meeting. First, I would like to introduce Alberto being our timer for the meeting.
Sure. For the speeches, Kayla, 6 minutes, 10 seconds. Joanne, 8 minutes, 5 seconds. Rose, 5 minutes, 20 seconds. Rebecca, 5 minutes, 24 seconds. Table topics, JJ, 1 minute, 10 seconds. Someone didn't catch your name? G, 1 minute, 7 seconds. Jason, 1 minute. Jean, 1 minute, 2 seconds. And Roger, 1 minute, 3 seconds. Evaluation portions for Barry was 2 minutes, 3 seconds. Samuel, 1 minute, 25 seconds. Lawrence, 2 minutes, 12 seconds. And Timothy, or Tim, 2 minutes, 25 seconds.
Thank you. And next, I will have Kyle being our grammarian. How do we do in the grammar?
Oh, we did really good today. Rebecca, starting with Rebecca, there's a few things like the plural and the singular kind of missed a few times. I don't like you said spirit. You said spirits of Taiwanese people. You would say the spirit of Taiwanese people. You said there was also one part where you kind of misused a few words. You said you're talking about the movie. You said that in this movie there's no any recognizable cast. You'd want to say in this movie there isn't any recognizable cast members, or there isn't any recognizable crew or actors. You also said have a certain enough time. You'd want to say have a certain amount of time. And you also, when you're talking about Barry, when he was being an evaluator, you said Barry, which is her evaluator. You'd want to say Barry, who is her evaluator, instead of which. But you did really good. Barry, I just caught one thing. You said misuse of plural. You said coworker versus you want to say coworkers. Kayla, a few small things. You said weekdays I go to gym. You want to say weekdays I go to the gym. And Zumba was created during 1990s. You'd want to say Zumba was created during the 1990s or the 90s. And you said UJAM is high energy dance. You'd want to say UJAM is a high energy dance. You said in 1 year time. You'd want to say in 1 year's time to talk about a year that has gone by, or a duration of a year. So other than that, you did great. And then Rose, we had, I was going to give up my study, which you'd want to say I was going to give up my studies. And you also said reading can broaden his horizon, but you'd want to say broaden his horizons. So, but yeah, that was all I caught today. Everybody did a great job. Thank you.
Thank you. So Jean, can you briefly talk about how much R and ums we have?
Okay, so I think it's pretty good. Anyway, Rebecca, you have 3 so, 2 and 3 long pause. 2 times a repeat. That's it. And pretty good, I would say. How you have 3 and 2 so. Kata, you have 1 and 7 so and 1 repeat. Barry, you have 4 and 4 so, 2 and. John, no, just the 2 pause. Lawrence, you have 7 and 1 so and 1 and. Rose, you have 17 m and 4, 4 and 1 and so 16 repeat. Ariel, you have 2 and. Tim, you have 6 and 2 you-know, and 1 so. Qi, you have 7 and 6 so, 3 and. Zhang have 1 m and 1 so. Nathan, 1 and 1 and so. Xiaohu, now Siwen 2 of and JJ you have 3 and 3 so. That's it.
Thank you. The last row, a Toastmaster, which is unique to our club because our club is bilingual. So for the Chinese person, we have Caleb to be our Toastmaster.
Yeah. So tonight I don't think we have too many Chinese speakers, so I'll go more detail. So don't worry, I'm just trying to be helpful. The first one, Kathy, you said a meeting, 开会，你现在开会，应该是 force tone 开会。And then Rebecca 说的正向思维 the positive thinking。I don't know 属于正面思维还是积极思维？我不知道，因为台湾是说正向是正向或正面对不对？我不知道，国内好像没有这个词。OK， 我不知道，没关系，那我就新学了点东西。然后就是重，你说政府，你的政府说机场很危险，政府你说的有点像，我听不太懂。我后来明白你说是 government 的意思，对吧？政府，对。然后晚上你说的是晚上 ，second tone should be third tone， 晚上。
这是四川人。四对。
然后呢，还有一个，你肯定不是四川人了。Color of the book。你说他们是不同的，对不对？你想说是不同的，你说是意义啊？你每次都说这个不是意义，这个不是意义，我有点听不懂。我想你应该这个不的意义哦，意义，哦，那对不起，那是我听错了。然后还有一个村，你说的是存，还有符号，你说的符号，还有你说自然的东西，可能说天然的更合乎语法一点。天然的就是你用那个自然的东西做那个 symbol 吧，天然的可能更好。然后还有靠这个，我忘了靠什么，但是你说的考这个也是痛有点不太对，靠这个。还有市场，你说的市场 market 市场。Fourth tone. That's it.
Thank you.
Now that one more. Ellie.
哎呦，又来了。
你说patriotism 是吗？
爱国。
爱国，你说了国爱。
哦。
你说了国爱主义，我以为你不知道，你知道就算了，没关系。还有三缪，我很失望，你没有讲中文呢。因为他讲的是中文，你应该 evaluate her 的时候也应该用中文嘛。
下一次吧。
下一次吧。好，没了，谢谢。
So I would like to do a really brief general evaluation report tonight. As a general evaluator, I would evaluate the whole meeting, the process, how we start, we on time, how we greet our guests, how we conduct the meeting by the Toastmaster, how we run the meeting. So overall, I would say tonight is a great meeting because Rebecca has multi-roles tonight. Typically, English and Mandarin Toastmaster, we have 2 people, but because she's capable to speak in 2 languages, we have her doing 2 roles plus doing a speech. So, she has done a great job. And besides her organizing the meeting, also, Illa being the topic master, she was able to capture some new guests coming in. We will have a chance to welcome our guests, get their feedback. Other than that, I think everything went well, and we have a lot of guests tonight. Hopefully, you could see you guys coming back soon. And I would like to turn our meeting back to our Toastmaster.
Ladies and gentlemen, how you feel the meeting tonight?
Wonderful!
Despite the speech I made tonight, yeah. Well, still enjoy, still welcome, and hopefully everyone had a grateful time with us tonight. With that, I would like to turn the stage back to our president and have her to close the meeting for this. Kathy?
Rebecca, can you talk about your agenda?
Oh, well, I'm sorry. And I would like to, for those of you guys, it's your first time to look at our agenda. Basically, you have a different outline. You can see the detailed information on the right-hand side of the agenda and another details information on our right-hand side. And also, you have multiple rows explained on the paper. For the guests, you probably, if tonight's your first time here, then you can know what's going on here, and for the speakers, then you will know when's it gonna be your turn. And I would like to give the credit to our mentor, Alberto. Thank you for sharing the template, and I hope this will help our meeting smoothly for the near future. For the Toastmaster in the future, if you would like to take advantage of that, please highly welcome to talk to Alberto and just take advantage of them. Any questions? Okay, let's welcome our President Kathy.
Let's give another round of applause to Rebecca. There are a couple of announcements I want to make tonight. First of all, I would like to maybe hear our guest feedback. Can you briefly, in 2 sentences, to tell us what you liked that you saw in our meeting?